They're going to be speedy, and they're going to run at you real fast. Maybe that's the tempo setting we wanted to see from Waybo into this matchup against TT, where we said on paper this should be a win. This should be a redemptionary moment.
This is pretty important. We're getting a start here from Thunder Talk. Their bottom lane has a push up in top lane here for Waybo. They're going to have very easy waves of pushing this in. I think this is just one and done here for Thunder Talk.
Looks like they want to go ahead and take the scuttle. They'll stick around. They are seeding a ton of pressure to breathe in bot side right now. They are sending Hoya down that way. A second grub goes to TT's side. Realm Warp going to come through as they want to get the play. Wind becomes lightning. They try to get in with the Crescent Guard. Level 6s are there for multiple members, and they were not for Waybo. TT strike first and strike fast. First blood for Thunder Talk.
Okay, so we're kind of using Hoya as like, hey, we're threatening you to potentially have to go for this objective. And then he's able to he gives up a couple of waves there against Breathe, and I think this is a pretty fine trade here for Thunder Talk. Again, we kind of favor some of their solo lanes as this game goes on, and now with Hung being caught out there at the beginning of that fight, it's good, but you could see Satab knows. He doesn't have that flash, and he has Realm Warp coming up.
Yeah, this is tough. Feathers coming around the bend here. They're going to get the CC chain into the damage, into the Spirit Rush, and Tian comes away with the kill. They get Xiaohu tanking up the turret, though they need to be careful. Their health bars are not going to be very hefty. They do get the kill and get out, so dive executed.
Ooh, and instead of going for the dragon...
I actually do really like the Symbiotic Souls. Waybo are going to take this dragon, though, and get themselves set up for potential stacking objective win condition there. Yeah, Grubs will be up in about 30 seconds, so I expect an immediate redeploy up towards topside. The Sundered Sky for base 1, which I think is the most important thing out of all of that. So Grubs started up by TT. Really no response from Waybo. They have been late to a ton of plays, which is not a typical occurrence for a team that is led in the jungle by Tien. But already on 4 Grubs for TT. See now a little bit of preemptive damage by 1xN. Maybe a little bit of a tussle on the top side of the fight, though. There's instantly a Crescent Guard from Beichuan. Hoya has joined the fight. Tien uses his Vault Breaker to get out of there. Triple knockup. Chains of Corruption has come through. This fight's getting wild, but here comes the dive. This is what Waybo wanted from the draft. They need to find a target. They execute a target, and already they've gotten a triple kill for Xiaohu. And Waybo, they waited. They were hiding in the bush, and they pounce all of a sudden to a massive lead. Did have some thoughts on like when they were looking pretty dominant in the 2v2 if they could like kind of propel that any farther forward. Did not find that, and now we just get to fisticuff season against Waybo, who are literally fighting Satab on a ward in bot side, and unfortunately he will fall victim to the rampant cow, baby. Oh, he goes down. Xiaohu gets his 4th kill of the game. He's 4-0-2 and looking good on the Ahri.
But you already lost the timer there. Breathe as well, starting to, or continue to bully Hoya in the matchup now. So when are we ever going to be getting these 5 grubs actually going to be useful?
Yeah.
I think it's so difficult here.
And yeah, I think there's the... children growing up or something. All of a sudden you look back and it's been like 10 years and things have fully changed. But when you look back just a few minutes ago, TT were in this game. TT were in a driving position in this game. And their scaling factors are still there for them. But Waybo have definitely utilized their momentum well.
Yes, and this was the lead that we wanted to see coming out from Waybo, especially throughout the series. It's something we'll have to track as the series continues to go on, whether or not these games are competitive.
Yeah, it might be in a little bit of trouble here. Gets fully dashed onto, has to pot the World Ender and his flash out, and now TT are left with no front line. They're left with everything going to hell in a handbasket, and Waybo, they make it look too damn easy, Alk. There ain't nothing TT can do about this one. They are just being ground into dust.
And that is what I'm Thunder talking about, boys. This was the series that we were looking forward to. Weibo, make it look easy, honestly. Just walking around the map, they have so much damage. It's going to be 20 pages here in the Magi's, and under no threat are Weibo potentially losing this game from this position right now. They'll grab the Dragon, which puts them at soul point here. They already have an overwhelming advantage. Xiaohu is going to be in about a minute's time. He already has man. It sucks to see, especially for Thunder Talk, but again, for Weibo, I think in the matchups we were kind of talking about, like, this should look good for them. Ari was able to do something. Now Breathe does have the ultimate coming up.
Oh, he's going to try to buy time. There's a TP coming in. Oh, God, they've overcommitted. Oh, my God. What did I just watch? My poor eyes. That was a massive shutdown going the way of TT. Weibo are going to try to get the Atacon, I guess, on the other side of things, but your solo lanes are gone.
I think that was maybe repayment for what happened in the TES series, because a very similar play happened where they're playing, Xiaohu's playing the Rise, he dies, Breathe TPs, and immediately has to use his flash to not instantly die to TES. Yeah. So he felt like, hey, he did me a solid, I'll go ahead and TP, and this time I will die. And, you know, maybe they're throwing TT a bone there. It's the 2 kills plus the shutdowns. The option gives you more upfront damage and is typically cheaper, but lacks some of the scaling or higher numbers.
1XN.
1XN, you're probably flashing here, brother.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't get away from the cease and desist like that, even with the extra spell shield there. Right. And now they'll just lose mid lane big time. I mean, they'll lose the inhib. Luckily, they'll be able to defend a little bit more from that, but they're trying to get some side lane pressure up in the top side with Satab.
Well, that was the pick that we were kind of wondering, like, if they can control this, if Weibo find a pick that should open them up for the Dragon. They're trying to see if Thunder Talk are going to very blindly walk into their jungle.
This is just solo queue status, bro.
I think this is fine. Look at Satab top lane. He's just hitting a tier 2. He's getting gold for his team.
Oh. Dredge line does connect. Okay, here comes Weibo. They're overextending for sure. Dragon is coming up now. They should all turn back. Tier 2 did go the way of Satab, so that'll be some decent gold. That should be his third item coming up here. TP, I don't think is available. Okay, it is available. Maybe they look to fight this, but the Dragon is already going their way. So it is Weibo going to claim that Cloud Soul and benefit the dive comp that they have.
Satab, 1XN, and Feather are all standing next to each other, trying to see
This is so bad. Like, this is so hard. You're literally begging to get pulled apart at the seams. They have the tools to run you down, TT. They've been spread apart. Maybe they can actually get Hung here. The Unbreakable Will's there. 1XN is tapping here as Hung has fallen. So now we're evened up. Realm Warp going to come through, but not utilized. Xiaohu using a defensive Spirit Rush there. We do lose both frontline supports, and Baron started up by TT. They're scaling, and maybe they finally arrived. 3 items there for both big carries, and they're forcing the hand of Weibo and Breathe. Looking for a little bit of preemptive damage onto Hoya. Beichuan still in the pit. Tien forced to flash out of the fight now. Baron down to about half health. Xiaohu looking for public execution. Goes in on Beichuan. Beichuan's already down. Breathe is rampant on the back line, and he is going off on the Mbessa. Meanwhile, Xiaohu is ringing up the rear with Light, and the bounce off the ward will get the kill for Light himself.
Before the next member, it's just Feather by himself. Weibo are going to look to try to end game 1.
Yeah, look at the faces of TT. They know doom is a reality here in game number 1. They gave up a fight. They kept it a little close in the end. But in the end, Weibo were just stronger. 29 minutes in, that will be the breaking point for TT in game number 1. And Weibo will move up to match point on their attempt of a potential first series win.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.